similar to some of the issues that are plaguing the smartphone market right now, PCs seem to be suffering from slower upgrade cycles.
Right.
That is like being a victim of your own success in a lot of ways, creating products that people want to continue to use that aren't breaking every 4 years and are just lasting longer. So that's one of the struggles. I mean, do you have a personal computer?
Actually, I use the work computer, and then my wife and I share a computer at home, and that thing's... I've replaced the hard drive. Like, it's old.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it works. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever.
Exactly. I mean, I got a MacBook Air 2 summers ago. And so, I mean, like that's well within kind of what the PC industry wants in terms of an upgrade cycle, you know, like a year and a half or so. But before that, I think I had a Dell that I'd owned for like 5 years.
A little indicative of this, I literally just found this out the other day about Microsoft. This blew my mind. So this is kind of indicative because Microsoft's basically in every PC. So anyway, in the year ended June 30th, 2000, Microsoft's revenues were just under $23 billion. Guess what their net income was after paying taxes and everything on that?
23 billion. I don't know, maybe like 4.
$9.4 billion net income.
Okay. So that's actually a pretty good margin.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Guess what it is today?
On similar revenue?
Their revenues for the 12 months ended September 30th, 2015. So last 12 months, not the year ended June 30th. Actually, let's just do the year.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Year ended June 30th, 2015. $94 billion in revenue. So growing just under fourfold on revenue. There's a 1 year charge there, but guess what their net income was that year?
So I'm going to stick with the same margin profile I guessed before. So that was what, $4 billion on 23 billion roughly. So that's like 1/6. Yeah. So 1/6 of 90 something, like 15.
22.
Okay.
22 billion.
So better than I thought, but that's a huge contraction.
Yeah, that is a huge margin contraction. Yeah. Microsoft is having to work way harder to make money. And I did not know that until like a couple of days ago, and my jaw hit the floor because I assumed Microsoft would be, because their stock finally recovered in the last couple of years to where it was in 2000, you remember. So anyway, that's just indicative of what's happened to PCs over the last 15 years. Microsoft's having to work harder and harder and harder to make, I don't know, double, like, you know, anyway.
One of the interesting things that I read in IDC's coverage of their shipment data, you know, they usually, you know, have some nice little research notes for you to kind of parse out the data and try to read between the lines a little bit. One of their analysts talked a little bit about how Microsoft giving away Windows 10 as a freebie, that upgrade.
Need I say more?
Also might have been.
Need I say more?
Also might have been a detriment to the PC upgrade cycle.
And just think, in 2000, what were they getting per edition of Windows? Like $200-$300? I mean,
yeah. And yeah, so the thought with that analyst's note is that the new operating system kind of refreshed the computer and gave people the sense of a new computer, even if it was the same hardware. Right. And so, you know, they weren't as willing to upgrade.
Made you feel good. On it,
yeah. So, yeah, that's another reason for kind of explaining what's going on. I think also, you know, some people will always fall back on the strong dollar hurting some of these tech companies, which is valid, but that I always feel like that's a bit of a cop-out just because it's something that affects any multinational.
Right.